Welcome everyone to a casted game for Age of Empires 4, and today spawning in the south corner of the map, playing in red, we've got Corvinus 1 playing as the Ottomans. And his opponent in the north, playing in blue, we've got faye-chan playing as the Abbasid dynasty. Welcome everyone to Lipany. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. You're going to having a great game today with the Ottomans versus the Abbasids. Two berry brother civilizations, as I like to call them. Means that actually both civilizations do typically... Wait, the Ottomans, I guess in a way, to be fair, they don't really go for berries right early. They do if they look to go for the twin minaret madrasa, which, by the way, we may not see today. You might be thinking, how's that even possible? It's the landmark that we always see, isn't it? Well, we've seen a new look Ottomans these days. Going for the Sultan Hani trade network landmark instead. Getting the passive gold generation can be really important. Could be really nice to get for a faster castle-ish time. Especially if your gold is forward, which it isn't today, to be fair, for Corvinus. So it does have a nice back gold there as the map spawn is favouring him. We'll see what he has on his cards, because the Ottomans are a bit of a tricky civilization at the moment, I've got to say. They've kind of lost their identity in a way, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because they were always kind of pigeonholed into this feudal age aggression, and then you kind of bang your head against the wall, and they have to do feudal age aggression, because that's all they could ever do. But actually, the Ottomans now typically do pretty well in the late game as well with those great bombards. So I'm kind of curious to see if Corvinus will be looking to play the Ottomans in that style, and the Sultan Hani trade network can make them get to that castle age a little bit safer if they're up against an aggressive civilization, which in many ways the Abbasid dynasty are not. It's quite typical that the civilization opens up with multiple town centers, the Abbasid dynasty, leveraging the benefit of the fresh foodstuffs upgrade, reducing the cost of their villages by 35%. And the reason why that's so significant, I mean, it's such a big discount. It means that every TC you add, every extra town center, you get extra value, and it means that you can still pump out units, some military units, because there's not such a hard burden on food income just to supply your civilization with extra villages. They can actually start to really pump out, you know, even expensive units, whether it be horsemen, camel archers, you name it. It's a really nice boost to the economy. Speaking of berries, that's what we were talking about earlier. I'm definitely venturing out to the berries first, because they get the extra bonus of gathering faster, but also extra berries on the bushes. It allows the scout to be out in the field a little bit, you know, for a little bit longer, and looks like Corvinus is going to be pressuring with the military school with their free spearmen. Now, bear in mind, I did say pressuring, not pressurizing. I fixed it, guys. I finally figured it out in my brain. And it's not pressurizing. It is indeed pressuring. Wait, what? Trade wing? What the heck? Okay, well, this is awkward. Unusual. From Faye, but I suppose in a way we shouldn't be too surprised. It's not the best trade route in the world, I gotta say. Speaking of which, I mean, Corvinus, to be fair, is going for the Sultan Hani trade network, but of course this landmark can garrison in the traders inside the landmark to gather passive gold. You get 3 for free, which is pretty nice, so it's a good opening. We'll see if Corvinus can get any value out of that spearman. Probably unlikely to, but in fact gets a bit of a hit on that. Goes to go to the back where the gold is. A nice spot. Mining camp in a really nice location, of course. Going to be able to access the stone from there as well, if he so wished to. You know, if Faye does look to try and get a second town center, that's the way to do it, I guess. Going to be venturing out into stone, but I wonder. Sometimes we have been seeing a one town center Abbasid dynasty play, but definitely curious choice to go for trade wing. I suspect it probably would be just one town center if Faye is thinking about the trading option. Not going to be the best trade route. Could potentially get a market down in the west corner, just to obviously extend that. There are the 3 free traders for the Abbasids. Not the greatest trade route, as you can see, 9 gold per trip. We've seen better. We have definitely seen better. It's now going to get the Grand Bazaars, the traders and trade ships to return with a secondary resource, which is obviously a little bit more discounted, 25% of the actual base gold value. So, would be nice to help supplement the economy for sure. Corvinus gets to the feudal age, and kind of curious to see what production building is going to be dropped down first. Will it be a stable for Sabahi? Will it be an archery range? In fact, it will be neither. It's going to be a blacksmith, just to increase the rate of production of the units from the military school, at least in the first instance, as the first batch of gold comes in for Faye. It's going to be an archery range opening. It's unusual. do commonly see horsemen out nice and early for, well, either civilizations. They typically want to get some map control, position on the map, but looks like Faye is opting for an archery range. I mean, there is another way to do it, I suppose, with camel archers, but it's very expensive. Now, I would like to say a very big thank you for everyone who's been supporting the channel, whether it be on Twitch and YouTube. You guys are absolute legends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the content. And I want to try a little bit of experiment, actually. If you guys have been enjoying the content, make sure you comment your favorite emoji. I kind of want to see how it affects the numbers, like the engagement levels. I think the more people comment, certainly YouTube tends to favor pushing it out into the public a bit more. Let's give it a bit of a go. Drop down your favorite emoji in the comment section below, which we'll see if this video booms away or not. That's kind of what I'm hoping for anyway with every video. 2 sheep still up for grabs there. No one picking up though. Wait, what? Double archer edge. Curious, and it will be camel archers. Not expected. I mean, they'll do great against the spearmen. Very expensive units, so they've got to be careful and not make sure that doesn't lose them too quickly. There's a second military school. It's going to be opting for an archery range as well, Corvinus. So definitely going to be slow-ish start for both players in terms of getting out on the map. Villager doesn't doesn't manage to get the market up. Barely survives that. Adds in a second archery range, which is, I mean, to be fair, that's going to favour Corvinus in a big way, right? Ultimately, with Faye seemingly going for mostly camel archers. I mean, the archers will be a perfect counter to them. How's it going, Daybreaker on Twitch? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Welcome on in from down under. If you guys are wondering what I'm talking about on YouTube, I am streaming live on Twitch these days. Come and say hello. I'll leave a link in the video description if you want to jump into the Twitch streams. In terms of, by the way, the content difference between the Twitch streams on, and the not so much offline, but the VOD, the videos on demand from YouTube. Just to give you an idea what the difference is. Well, on Twitch, I pick up any sort of game that I think is going to be mildly interesting and cast them. And if they've been really good, then I'll upload them to YouTube. So the YouTube videos, you guys are spoiled. Every time you click on a video, it's going to be a good game because I'm only going to post the good ones. If I get like a mediocre game, I won't really publish it on YouTube. That way, you guys know only the best make it onto YouTube. So I don't even know if this is going to make it onto YouTube or not. We could be missing out. But if it's a good game, you certainly will be. 3 camel archers at the moment. We'll make quick work of the scout and get close to it. And yeah, the Ottomans definitely looking to pressure the trade. Fortunately, Faye will not get those palisades up. Corvinus is wise to the ruse and recognizing that trade is something that Faye wants to achieve. The problem for Faye, actually, kind of curious to go for trade, because when you think about economy and you think about multiple town centers, it's a lot easier to protect a second town center than it is a whole trade route. Having said that, with the way that the spawn of Lipany is, if Faye was able to get the palisade walls up, then maybe there's a way that it works. Still, only getting 9 gold is not ideal. Not added any more production just yet, Corvinus. Can't really afford to. I'm sure we'll be getting there soon. I mean, there's no... Wait, still going camel archers? Still no stable? Kind of you expect to see a meat shield, especially considering Faye should know about the number of archers heading that way. Kind of curious to see. I mean, I gotta say, we have seen Faye do some crazy stuff before, so maybe Faye's thinking about just full camel archers. Who knows? That would be kind of fun to see, though, I gotta say. Probably won't do too well against the archers from the Ottomans, but they'll do fine against the Sipahi. Speaking of which, this could be the first engagement. Fighting in the stealth forest could be an ideal start to the engagement. They'll snap out a good amount of HP off 2 archers for free, actually. Nicely done. Does need to back away. Gonna focus on the Sipahi now. Sipahi are chasing. There is that camel unease bonus on them, by the way. That does reduce the damage output from the Sipahi by a good 20%. And yeah, Faye gonna micro this back and try and take out as many Sipahi as possible. To the right side, just the wolf being pesky. I just can't quite keep up. This is one thing that's good for Faye, is that, well, doesn't really have to engage unless it really has to. because obviously got the better movement speed. Camel archers got a movement speed of 1.62 versus the regular archers of 1.25. No real comparison, so the camel archers, as long as they're not backed into a corner, they can usually ride out of a pinch. Speaking of pinch, it looks like siege engineering is coming in soon for Corvinus, looking to be a bit aggressive, drop down a ram, put some pressure on. But I love this play by Faye. Just to stick out in the stealth forest, just to pick off any reinforcements. Not wanting to engage this head on just yet. It does have steel arrow as well for the extra damage output for the ranged unit. The meta involved for Corvinus increasing that attack speed could be a problem to deal with. We see more camel archers. Gonna clown car it here. Gonna jump in and out. Oh, Fate. Focusing the archers. Actually getting good value out of this. Getting quite a few of them. Just garrisoning and ungarrisoning in the ram, but is losing a an archer every time he ungarrisons their Corvinus. So Faye is definitely paying attention. Here come the Sipahi. Looks like Sipahi numbers starting to dwindle. There's a good back and forth. I mean, surprisingly, looks like Faye's going to come out on top of this one. Like, Faye's really whittled down the numbers of archers. Not as many as you'd expect to be here anymore. Again, loses another couple. Another group of units coming out for the Ottomans. Again, nothing really to deal too much damage against the battering rams, right? The range damage is pretty pitiful. We'll take it eventually, I guess, but takes out the meta, which is massive, by the way. There is no other meta in the secondary army, so no attack speed bonus there. Now he's backing away. And managed to wall up the rest, so maybe trade could be an option after all. Still this side of the wall, not fully concealed, not fully walled up. Alright, Corvinus wants to push on in, but the crazy thing is Corvinus hasn't been able to go right to the base just yet. Hasn't put any pressure on it. Bear in mind, this whole time, fresh foodstuffs has really been helping the abbasids. The ram is pretty weak now at this point as well. Paying attention though. The great thing is I don't think there's enough archers there to one-shot a camel archer. But there's definitely enough camel archers to one-shot an archer, which is the big difference here. Speaking of which, more camel archers being added in. Really premium unit. Faye's making it work. That's the crazy thing. Sipahi diving on the wood line, so Faye might lose a couple of villagers. Has lost 3 so far. The good thing is that the Sipahi are well away from those archers, and the Sipahi are fighting on their own, and this is a great pick-off by Faye. Locked them in. There is no retreat for the Sipahi, and by the time the archers get there, the Sipahi numbers will start to fall. And then the archers, the camel archers, can focus on the archers themselves. It's doing just that. Great use of the ram. It's a bit tricky now because there are a couple of Sipahi on that wood line, but it's just fighting it off, and we'll take it down. Crazy aggression coming out from Corvinus. Left with just 8 archers inside that clown car. Oh wait, he's not garrisoning inside of Corvinus, so he loses 1 more, and a lot of those archers in low HP. Wait, villagers coming out? I think, is that enough for the ram? Gonna see, just torch it down. Those villagers. Hopefully Textiles is in. Either way, those archers can no longer hide. But there aren't that many camel archers. Gonna have to really focus fire here. Alright, overall, we'll be winning that fight. Villagers coming out to fight as well against the archers, and all of a sudden, somehow, Faye has managed to hold. Looking to get an outpost on the deer camp and the berries for that extra food. Continues to trickle in these units here, Corvinus. Looking to now add in a stable for some more Sipahi, and another archer range, and a miniature score, so Corvinus certainly ramping things up a little bit. Has killed 7 villagers so far, so he's in a good spot. Now, the House of Wisdom Golden Age has come on in, so extra 15% gather rate. That's going to be fantastic for the abbasids, right? Despite being 7 villagers, 6 villagers behind, the extra gathering bonus will be really useful for the abbasids. Still getting that bit of gold, bit of food, not much to write home about. Looks like Corvinus is not giving up on this. Gonna go for more Feudal Age aggression with a ram. Like to push on in, but the thing is, it's kind of concerning. This is actually somehow working. I'm super surprised. The camel archers apparently are doing the work even against the supposedly counter unit of the archers. Small group of supply might go around on the west side undetected, but the outpost has been built. These two at least. This one's just about to come on in. Here comes another ram. Not fully loaded, only 10 units inside it. So far at least. Might be able to pick off on Sapai. Does a lot of damage on the west side. Sapai diving on in, but Faye recognizing that situation, that threat. Might, doesn't lose a single villager after all. That's a great position, having picked off one Sapai. All these small victories, these small taking of 1 or 2 units here and there is really going to be great for Faye for sure. Loses yet another Sapai here, Corvinus. Possibly another. It's going to be the miniature wing to the castle age here for Faye. That's going to be fantastic. Going to give 3 units, by the way. It's going to give a couple of camel lancers, would you believe? Or camel riders, rather. Just as well. Does need some meat shield for this camel archers. It's a camel challenge, it seems. Camel archer challenge as well, more specifically. Oh, it's going to get rid of a cheeky trade here, maybe. We'll get through. 3 rams. Okay, well, that castle age could come at a really good time for Faye. Villagers backing off, and I think it makes sense, right? Faye probably doesn't need to overextend, especially considering the castle age is coming on in. Veterancy on these camel archers will make them incredibly strong. Looking to pick off some reinforcements. Split off into 2 and looking to pick off what they can from the back. But I'm sure would not want to really commit to this. The problem for the abbasids is that it takes a while for the tech up, right? There's no way to quicken it up. It just takes as long as it takes. Faye about to push on though. Looks like more like just buying the time. Does lose 1 camel archer on the tree, I'm afraid. To be fair, 2 camel riders could make the world of a difference here with those archers. Yeah, let's pick off reinforcements. Now, Corvinus is not too far away from the castle age himself. That's always a possibility. Oh, about to take the fight. Good number of archers. I mean, it's got Janissaries in there as well, actually. That's actually a bit disastrous, right? Janissaries get a great amount of damage on cavalry units, but there is that castle age. So, wait, where are the camel riders? There they are, the 2 camel riders. How's it going, Zumba? Zumba? It's actually Zuba. I'm thinking about the dance exercise thing, aren't I? Yeah, it is what it is. On the right side, 2 meta on the right. It's kind of surprising. Either way, going to try and break through the back lines, go through the woodland. There's nothing there. Relocated the villagers. Looking to buy as much time as possible, I guess. No veterancy on the camel archers just yet. It's an expensive upgrade. Doesn't have the gold for it. Actually, does Faye? Does not. 25 gold lacking, which is a bit rough. All things considered, that's actually really rough. Because that could have made a big difference for sure. Mapid Imperial Armory coming up for Corvinus, going up to the castle age himself, and going with 10 villagers won't be too far away. I think Faye needs to engage this actually. Before Corvinus actually gets to the castle age, this could be a great time to fight. Even without the veterancy upgrade, villagers coming out to torch, could potentially lose quite a lot, but if it does take out, if the rams get taken out, that will be massive. There it goes, there's one. Camel riders though, chewing through the archers. Corvinus is actually losing everything. This is a great pick-off. Veterancy on the camel archers is in. Now this became a lot harder for Corvinus, I've got to say, because the archer numbers have never really been able to scale, which is exactly what he needs against these camel archers. And the problem with that is that actually this unit is great. Having the numbers on this, it makes it very difficult to stop and counter because, okay, sure, if Corvinus goes for archers, well, that leaves them pretty exposed for maybe a Gulam switch or camel riders, although I don't think we're going to be seeing any switching here. It looks like Faye just wants to go full camel archer. Which is kind of crazy. And the problem for Corvinus now is that all of a sudden, despite being ahead on economy, at least in terms of raw numbers, kind of falling behind on military numbers. Oh, I don't know about this though. Diving underneath the town centre with camel archers? I'm not so sure. Wedge Rivet's just about to come on in soon. Oh wait, might pick up a couple of villages here. Corvinus, I don't think he has enough space there, so we'll lose a couple at least. Good 3 of them at least. Nicely done. Starting to equalise the villager count somewhat. Spy, they come on out from the town centre. Woodline though, it's a bit of a mess here for Corvinus. Going to be a lot of idle time caused because of this. Picks off a couple of free Sabahi. Oh, this is not looking good for him, Corvinus. So that's a bit of a death ball of these. Oh, it's going to definitely lose a couple of villages. They're so good at taking villages with these camel archers. Holy moly, Corvinus, he's bleeding. He's absolutely bleeding. Definitely losing a lot of economy. And this is a great raid. I mean, Faye probably does not want to necessarily dive in too much more than this, but still picking off villagers. Manages to ride on away with this as well. Yeah, Faye definitely loves random builds, and this is one of them. And it's looking decent. I mean, it's looking fun to play as well. It must be fun to micro, but the numbers are starting to dwindle ever so slightly, and these archers are looking a little bit more dangerous now. Might lose one camel archer. There we go. Down he goes. Could pick off a couple on the berries. There we go. Another bit of pocket economy. Completely harassed, unfortunately. Body blocks as well, so we'll get a couple more. This is actually insane now. Oh, I can't believe how Faye's making this work. There's Golden Age Tier 2. That's going to be increasing the research speeds as well, which is it's actually really nice timing on it because a lot of the upgrades coming on in at the moment. Oh, good Mangonel shot though from Corvinus. Has another. Only a handful of camel archers. Looking to now get some palisade walls behind this, and I wonder if she's going to start switching. I mean, that's a silly question really, right? Of course she's not. There's more veteran camel archers. I mean, this is kind of crazy, right? It's gotten so much value, and I think, to be fair, that latest raid has been so powerful for Faye. It's going to take a bit of time for Corvinus to recover. I mean, will Corvinus even think about adding a second town centre or not? That's the question. I mean, it's a really tricky situation. Really lost a lot at really bad timing. Especially in the castle age where, you know, everything costs significantly more in terms of upgrades. Very expensive upgrades. You know, those extra vills for Faye, bear in mind, don't forget those are 15% extra gathering on these because of the tier 1 of the Golden Age. So it's not just the villager count, it's the efficiency of them too. A couple of Janissaries sprinkled on in. Does Faye think about switching? No, of course not. Possibly needs to focus fire on those Janissaries though, because they are unleashing a lot of damage. The kind of crazy thing is that Faye is actually trading as well, so that economy is definitely going to escalate with 80 gold, 20 food. That is a lot of income. And the trouble is, Corvinus hasn't been able to pressurize this, getting stone walls on this west side as well, which I love because this has been a pressure point, right? In fact, the whole reason why trade couldn't have been established early on was because of this side. But Faye with some stone walls means it's going to work. And with the walling up, the outposts, Faye's going to see everything that's coming by. Whilst there's an army there for Corvinus, Faye might look to just try and sneakily take out that Mangonel, and possibly could actually. Well, decides better of it. The archers were they were paying attention there for Corvinus. So spots it. Might go to raid the woodline potentially. Snipes out one more villager. But I mean, Faye's been doing this great this game. Picking off the reinforcements. Just really getting a slight edge here and there. It's been making a big difference all game. Oh, these villagers though, they're kind of exposed. Could get some Mangonel shots here. Wait, camel archers. He's going to get surround. Oh, hits. Wait, that's a massive surround. From 3 groups of camel archers at the perfect time. Corvinus does have one Mangonel, but the other infantry units are dwindling very quickly. Focus firing and dodging the Mangonel shots as well. Faye keeping the units separate, keeping them staggered, and now is going to focus on the Mangonel. Gets us around, and there is a minimum attack distance for the Mangonel. Goes for the villagers instead. But there it goes. This is such a good pick off. I can't believe Faye is actually making this work. It's the Camel Arch Challenge. This is hilarious. But great unit control, I've got to say. Keeping 3 groups and bringing them in at the same time. There's no way that Corvinus could have got out of that. Yet again, she takes a really good trade. I say trade, but just won the fight straight up. Adds in a second town centre as well, just for good measure. Really solidifying that position. And sometimes, you know, it just shows you sometimes it doesn't really matter what unit you get. As long as you make enough of them, it can help you win the game. Sending a group on the right side as well as the left. Going to force Corvinus to look at multiple areas of the map, but with 2 town centres and trade running here, that economy is going to get out of control. Corvinus, though, is at least walled up, and there's no real easy way to get through there for Faye, right? Because the palisades, after all, and using ranged units. I mean, I wonder how Faye's going to break on through. Because without any siege, without any rams, this could be tricky. Oh, I see stables now. Is this cheating? Because... okay, camel riders. I guess we can call it the camel only challenge, which is fun enough, right? I mean, you have to add in some melee at some point, right? I think we can say great job so far on just camel archers, but we did kind of need something else at this point. Might not even lose a single villager out of this. It shouldn't do. Just kind of crazy. Faye's picking up the relics too. Already 2 in the bag and 1 more on the way. This is just looking a bit rough for Corvinus, isn't it? I mean, it's not over. Of course, the Ottomans do have a mean power spike in the Imperial Age if they're looking to get there. It doesn't really seem like it because Corvinus is now committing to yet more rams. Janissaries and archers could be really devastating as an army composition here for Corvinus. But staying with 1 town centre, up against 2 town centres and trade. Get the feeling the longer the game goes on, the further behind Corvinus obviously is going to get, and it becomes a bit more of a tougher hill to climb. Speaking of which, the units are climbing up, about to break on through, but Faye with the outpost will have some advanced warning. We'll be able to prepare. Wait, is it going to be a 3? Oh my god, is it going to be the same again? Is it going to be the triple? It could be. Wait, this group, come on, move, move. Do it, get this around. Oh, she's doing it again, isn't it? Faye's doing it again. Coming from the north and the east and the west. Hey, where are the guys on the west? They're coming in now. There are 2 mangonels. It's going to be a bit tricky to deal with, but with a good spread of the units, should be able to make it work. Picks off 1 mangonel. Not yet, not yet. Oh, good mangonel shots. Picks off 1. And then the second. Corvinus. Oh no, he's going to lose everything. Going to lose the mangonels, lose the janissaries. And those rams, a heavy investment once again. I'm not sure how many rams he's lost, but he's lost so many so far. And now Corvinus has to go back, really. I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to survive with the rams. And what a massive pick-off once again. Obviously, Faye, having all that vision, is able to plan around it. And despite the stables being there, I mean, Faye did make some camel riders, but... yeah, I guess they're mixed in there somewhere. Yeah, 1 or 2 of them. Even adds a lancer, but takes out the ram, and Corvinus now has to find a way to defend himself again against this. And now with the added melee units from Faye, it will be a bit easier just to burn through the palisades. Bear in mind, the camel archers might actually be able to range some of these villages if they have vision. Oh, villager's going to come out to repair, but of course camel archers will take care of those. Unfortunately for Corvinus, loses yet more villagers. And wood's kind of a problem, right? This woodland's fully taken. This is kind of the only viable woodland for Corvinus. If that goes down, then there's no more wood, there's no more archers. Alright, here we go. The final fight, you feel. Mangonel deploys, doesn't get too much out of that. Faye splits off the army. Looking to go right and left. Mangonel deploys, but oh, the Mangonel shot 1 camel archer, which was already dying. It might have been a camel rider either way. Didn't get much value at all. Camel rider going to jump on top of the Mangonel. 1 more shot should come out for the Mangonel before it goes down. Hello? Wait, what? It's not shooting. What happened there? The Mangonel just didn't shoot. What was that all about? Either way, it doesn't matter. Corvinus is losing plenty of units. Faye riding on in with the camel archers, with the camel riders, mostly camel archers though, to be fair. What a great game of Age of Empires 4. I'd love to see this. We see a lot of abbasids, we see a lot of Ayyubids, and sometimes they never make camels. But today, Faye going just full only camels. What a cracking game. Managed to make it work with some great positional play at times. And Faye does jump on some more villagers. Not that I think Faye really needs to. I think the game is kind of over. But Corvinus, maybe, is he trying something? What's he going to be trying? I'm not so sure. Only 7 military. It's going to be hard to come back from this one, that's for sure. Look, get some spring golden placements in the outpost. That could be a way. It does mean that the raids won't, you know, be too much more effective. But everything's idled, right? 75 economy, 20 villages idled. Just under a third of the economy idled in one foul sweep. And there it is. There is a tab out. Sometimes it happens at the end of the games, but that would have been Corvinus tapping out. I hope you guys enjoyed this casted game on YouTube. If you did, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. A great game with lots of camels. Take care and see you next time.